There is a turning point in every person's life when they finally understand that nothing changes until they step beyond what feels comfortable. Comfort is warm, safe, familiar, but it is also the silent enemy of progress. It convinces you that staying the same is easier than becoming more. It whispers that tomorrow will be a better time, that you should wait until you feel ready, until you have more energy, more confidence, more clarity. But comfort has one job: to keep you exactly where you are. Growth is never found inside convenience. Growth demands stretch, discomfort, and decisions that challenge your emotions. Think about the moments that shaped you. The times you learned the most, became stronger, or discovered what you were capable of. None of those moments came from ease. They came from being pushed, pressured, or placed in situations where you had no choice but to rise. The truth is, your life will not upgrade until you do something that scares you a little. The first gym session when your body protests, the first business call when your voice shakes, the first early morning when your mind begs for more sleep. These are not signs that you should stop. They are signs that you are crossing the border between the old version of yourself and the new one. Most people never break through because they believe change should feel good. But real change often feels uncomfortable, awkward, and even painful at first. The muscle burns before it grows. The mind resists before it expands. Comfort may feel like a gift, but it comes with a hidden price: your potential. Every day spent choosing comfort is a day borrowed from your future, a day where nothing moves forward. You don't have to be fearless to take action. You only need to be willing to step while afraid. That single decision is the difference between a life that repeats and a life that transforms. Comfort protects your feelings in the moment, but discomfort protects your destiny in the long run. And sooner or later, every person must decide which one matters more. Yet forcing yourself to step out is not about giant leaps. It is about consistent action, even when it feels small or insignificant. This is where most people misunderstand progress. They think massive results require massive effort all at once. But life doesn't work that way. A tree doesn't grow in a day. A habit doesn't form overnight, and success does not arrive after one burst of motivation. Real change is built in the quiet, ordinary moments when no one is watching. One page read today becomes a book finished in a month. $10 saved today becomes financial stability in a year. 15 minutes of learning today becomes a new skill that changes your entire future. Small steps compound, and over time they become something powerful. The problem is that most people quit because small steps feel too small to matter. They want dramatic change, instant results, visible progress. But greatness is almost never visible in the beginning. It starts slowly, silently, without applause. The first workout might not change your body, but it changes your identity. The first disciplined choice might not change your circumstances, but it changes your direction. Success is not about intensity, it is about consistency, showing up even when the excitement fades, even when no one notices, even when your feelings argue with your goals. And the moment you stop relying on motivation and start relying on habit, life begins to shift in a way that feels unstoppable. There comes a point in every journey when your emotions will try to negotiate with your future. You will wake up to days where you don't feel inspired, where the excitement you once had disappears and the task in front of you feels heavier than it should. This is where most people stop, not because they're incapable, but because they mistakenly believe that they must feel good to do what needs to be done. But feelings are unreliable. They shift with weather, with mood, with pressure, with fear. If success depended on emotion, only the most motivated days would count, and life simply doesn't work that way. Discipline is the force that steps in when emotions fade. Discipline does not ask whether you feel ready, it asks whether you are committed. It is the quiet voice that says, do it anyway. And every time you obey that voice, something powerful happens inside you. You build self-trust. You begin to believe your own word. Most people are not short on talent or opportunity. They are short on self-respect because they have broken more promises to themselves than anyone else. They say they will start tomorrow, and tomorrow comes with another excuse. They say they will change when life gets easier, but life does not reward delay. The moment you choose discipline over emotion, you reclaim control from the part of you that keeps you small. It is not about punishing yourself, it is about proving to yourself that your future matters more than your mood. Think of champions, entrepreneurs, leaders. None of them reached where they are because they always felt inspired. They learned to act without negotiation. They trained when tired, studied when bored, worked when others rested. And what began as forcing themselves eventually became natural, even enjoyable, because discipline, once practiced long enough, becomes identity. It becomes who you are, not just what you do. The strongest version of you is built in those moments when no one will ever know how hard it was, but you will know, and that knowledge becomes power. But even with discipline, there is another silent enemy that destroys more dreams than failure ever will: delay. People wait for the perfect moment, unaware that perfection is a thief. They say, "I'll start when I have more time. I'll try when I feel confident. I'll begin when things calm down." Yet life never pauses long enough for ideal conditions. The calendar keeps moving whether you move with it or not. Every day spent waiting is one more day of potential slipping quietly out of reach. The danger is that delay feels harmless. It doesn't hurt like failure. It doesn't embarrass you like a mistake. It simply keeps you still, and because nothing changes immediately, you believe that waiting is safe. But waiting is the most expensive decision you can make. Opportunities don't stay available forever. They fade. Strength doesn't remain unused, it weakens. Confidence doesn't appear from thinking, it grows from doing. The longer you delay, the harder action becomes, because hesitation trains the mind to retreat. You start believing that you need more time, more answers, more courage, when in reality you only need to begin. One small action today is worth more than 1,000 perfect plans for someday. Life rewards urgency, not rushed chaos, but intentional movement. When you act, energy appears. When you act, clarity follows. When you act, fear loses its authority. The door to your future does not open because you waited. It opens the moment you push. Every action you take is doing more than moving you forward. It is shaping the person you are becoming. Most people think identity is something fixed, something decided by their past, their personality, or the circumstances they were born into. But identity is built through repeated behavior. Every time you push yourself, even in a small way, you cast a vote for the future version of yourself. When you wake up early instead of hitting the alarm, you are not just changing a morning. You are telling your mind, "I keep my word." When you choose the workout instead of the excuse, you are not only improving your health, you are building a person who does not back down. Action is not only about results, it is about reputation with yourself. And that reputation becomes the foundation of confidence. People often wait to feel confident before taking action, but confidence is not fuel, it is a reward. It comes after the action, not before it. The more steps you take, the more proof you collect that you are capable, strong, and worthy of the life you want. And slowly, without even noticing when it happened, you become someone who no longer negotiates with weakness, someone who no longer needs to be pushed, because action has become a natural part of who you are. But identity works in the opposite direction as well. Every time you avoid, delay, or break a promise to yourself, you teach your mind something dangerous: that your words don't matter, that your comfort is more important than your commitment, that nothing changes even if you stay the same. And the longer this pattern continues, the harder action becomes, not because you lack ability, but because you no longer believe in yourself. This is why forcing yourself to take action is not just about productivity, it is about protecting your identity. It is about refusing to become someone who watches life instead of participating in it. The world is full of people with big dreams and small habits. They want better, but they never do better. Not because they are weak, but because they never learned the power of the first step. One action can break the pattern. One decision can change the story. One moment of courage can shift the entire direction of your life. So today, make a promise, not to the world, but to yourself. A promise that you will no longer wait for perfect timing, perfect confidence, or perfect conditions. A promise that you will act even when you don't feel like it. A promise that your future will no longer be controlled by hesitation. Because your destiny is not written by what you think about, it is written by what you do. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is not filled with wishing, talking, or planning. It is filled with steps. Some small, some uncomfortable, some taken with fear still in your chest, but steps nevertheless, and every step counts. So from this moment forward, don't ask life to get easier. Ask yourself to get stronger. Don't wait for motivation, create momentum. Don't hope for change, be the change. Force yourself to take action, not because it is simple, but because your future deserves it. Your life is waiting on the other side of effort. And the moment you begin, the world will begin to respond. Take the step. Start today. Because the person you are becoming is far too important to delay any longer.